What's up, everybody? iIrvingTV, double I TV, whatever you want to call me, as long as it's nothing disrespectful. Because if it gets disrespectful, then I'm gonna throw a book at your forehead. Gonna throw the book right aside your head, even forehead or on the side. Either way, we're throwing a book at you so you can shut up and learn. And I'd like to welcome y'all to episode 6 of Squirrel Moments, the podcast. I'm finally back, y'all. I apologize for being gone for so long. I know I haven't dropped the episode of the podcast in a while. It's been a busy last couple weeks. When I say busy, it's been busy. And as of today, which today's date is 4/18/2021, I actually just came from work not too long ago, about an hour or two ago. I just came from work, and that's what's been keeping me busy. That's why I forgot which week it was, but it was a week I didn't drop no content at all, and the reason why is I needed a break. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I needed a real break because what's been going on in my job, and again, my platform. You know, when I create content, sometimes I come on here to vent because this is my therapy, y'all. So if you don't want to hear me vent, I understand. Just skip ahead a little bit, or don't listen at all. But I prefer y'all to listen, you know, or watch, whatever. If you're listening, you know, because there's both an audio and a video version, which the video version is going to be on youtube.com/iIrvingTV, and then the audio version is available on Spotify, Anchor.fm, also Google Podcasts, and I think it's on other platforms as well. But I know it's mainly on those platforms. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm having a squirrel moment, y'all. Anyway, so this is what's been going on. So at my job, right, I don't know, well, I've told y'all what my job is before, but for any new listeners, so I do a lot of driving. I'm a cell phone repair technician, and what I do is I drive a van and I go to people's houses and fix their phone, right? Now, my schedule was, I was working only 4 days out the week. I was working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And usually I'm working for about 10, maybe some days 12 hours, but mostly it's 10 hours. Sometimes it's less, but for the most part, it's 10 to 12 hours, right? Well, somebody at the job left, right? You know, they left. And because of that, now I'm working 5 days a week instead of the 4. And you might be thinking, you know, it's just one extra day, whatever, you can get past that. But when you're working, usually I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But now they took my Friday. So now I've only got 2 days off. And it's one thing when you're working 8 hours, but when you're working 10 to 12 hours and you're driving all day long, you're going to be tired. And then plus, I also cut grass on the side as well. Me and my dad have a little lawn mowing business that we started like a long time ago. So that started in, you know, without me getting that many days off now, because when we first started, I was like 15, 16, whatever. But usually what we do, like on the weekends, when I had weekends off at my other jobs, we'll cut grass together. But now I'm not off on weekends, and now I'm not getting a lot of days off on the weekdays. It's hard to coordinate that. So, and then plus my other business, my chicken business that I have, which I have now started, I've started that now. So I have a lot of things that's going on. I have my job, I have my content creation, I have lawnmower business, and I have my chicken business. And other than the lawnmower business, where's me and my dad, everything else is all me. Everything else is all me. I'm a one-man team basically. So I'm doing other stuff. I'm doing the editing, you know, I'm shooting the videos, making the videos, you know, I'm doing all of this stuff. You know, I'm doing the thumbnails. I'm doing all of this by myself. So when you're working 5 days straight, driving on the road for 10 to 12 hours, like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, I hate energy drinks, but the last few weeks I've been drinking energy drinks because I need a little push. I ain't gonna lie, I need a little push. So I took a week off not off of like work and all this stuff, just on content creation, because I just needed to gather myself. I just needed to refresh. So, but I'm not quitting. I refuse to quit. Like I'm gonna make a way. Like, you know. And going back to the job thing, we hired this guy, and he's supposed to be in training, but there's some stuff that's getting messed up, and a lot of stuff that's going on to where it's gonna be a while before he gets on the van, if he gets on the van. So that means that I'm gonna be working still 5 days straight and working Fridays now instead of getting those Fridays off. But anyway, enough of my personal debacles. But that's what's been going on with me. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. Again, I'm a one-man team. So, and this is another reason why I want to work for myself, reason why I want to become an entrepreneur, is because of stuff like that, what's happening at my job now. Don't get me wrong, the job is still cool and everything is better than all the other jobs I worked at, but it's starting to become a little unpredictable now. And all that driving 10 to 12 hours, all that stuff. And again, okay, yeah, I'm getting overtime, but I mean, what's money if you don't have the energy or the drive to spend it? You so tired, you can't even spend it. Cause like on Wednesdays with my day off, I usually use that as my resting day, but now I've been using that to get other stuff done and all that stuff. And then Thursday, I'm also, which is when I make the chicken and all that kind of stuff, and you know, give it to people and all of that kind of stuff. So now I'm using that day to fix the chicken, and you know, so now I don't have no rest days. So yeah, I needed a break. So anyway, enough of my personal debacles again. So let's go ahead and get to it. But before we go ahead and get to it, again, if you're watching the audio, wow, y'all. Like I said, I'm tired. And I probably got to be to work 7 in the morning tomorrow. So I got to wake up early tomorrow. Well, I don't know yet until they drop my route, which they usually do it around this time, around 8, 9 o'clock. Anyway, what I was ready to say. Right. So if you're watching the video version, again, I also have an audio version. If you like working or you driving in the car, you know, you're in the car riding, stuff like that. Again, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Podcasts. If you listen to the audio version, again, youtube.com/iIrvingTV for the video version. You can check out my other content as well. So, and then if you're watching the video version, you see all my social medias, which should be right here. And then, which I have Twitch, Twitter, I can't think of it, Snapchat, TikTok. You know, I also stream on Twitch, which I haven't streamed in a while, YouTube nor Twitch, because I stream on both. But yeah, go ahead and check out my other social medias. And then right here, you see my Cash App. So if you want to financially support the channel, podcast, all that stuff, you're not obligated to. But if you want to, my Cash App is $iIrvingTV. Again, you don't have to, but if you do, I appreciate it big time. Trust me. I do. But anyway, let's go for it, because I feel like I've been going in circles. But let me take a sip of this. Let me take a drink of this energy drink. I don't even know what brand this is. I just saw plant-based stuff, and I just got it. It is called Accelerator, and it's cherry limeade. I'm gonna show this to the camera if you watching the video version. But yeah, let me take another drink real quick. Also, if you've been following my social media, if you've been following my Instagram, I just got a new pet rabbit. And yeah, that's another thing too. His name is Dusty, and he's been keeping me busy because he's like 6-7 months old, all that kind of stuff. He's going through puberty. Oh my goodness. If you want to see your carpet, or if you want to see stuff get messed up, get a rabbit that's going through puberty that hasn't been neutered yet, which I have an appointment for him to get neutered, so soon as possible, which is actually on May the 4th. So I took that day off, so not only he's getting neutered, but I'm gonna do some celebratory stuff. So anyway, moving forward. So let's get into some news stuff real quick. So as of recent, we did get a little bit of details on the Black Panther 2 movie. I'm tired, y'all. So anyway, and this article comes from tomsguide.com, which was actually posted 4 days ago. So that means it was posted on the 14th of April. So let's switch this over. So yeah, Black Panther 2 release date, cast, villain, T'Challa, plot, and more. Black Panther 2 movie. Black Panther 2 is moving forward despite the death of star Chadwick Boseman. So, Black Panther 2 will have to crown a new king, or perhaps a queen. The sequel to Marvel's 2018 blockbuster movie is still moving forward despite losing star Chadwick Boseman to colon cancer last year. Director Ryan Coogler recently said, "I know Chad wouldn't have wanted us to stop." The movie will not recast T'Challa nor feature Boseman in a CGI cameo, so someone else will have to step into the lead. All eyes are on Shuri, I think that's how you pronounce her name, played by Letitia Wright. She is T'Challa's sister, Princess of Wakanda, has served as the Black Panther in the comics. So that's that. So yeah, and also on this line right here, it says whether Wright becomes a new Black Panther is unclear, but Shuri will reportedly take on a bigger role in the sequel. So yeah, and then I also said all the other stars are coming back as well. So that's definitely interesting because I know when he first passed, which that's why 2020 sucked. You know, when he passed, and let me say this, like, nobody knew that he had colon cancer until he passed away. It was like, wow. And the fact that even though he was going through that, you know, he still, for the most part, looked good. He still was able to perform all those stunts and do all of that. Nobody would have never knew. Like, I know, like, towards the end, he was looking much skinnier, but a lot of people just thought, like, because he's taking a break of movies or whatever. But it was just messed up. But when he first passed, and they were talking about Black Panther 2, they was like, they're not gonna recast him. So a lot of people was like, okay, so what's gonna happen? And a lot of people were speculating that the sister was gonna be on the new Black Panther, because again, just like I read on here in the comics, she became the new Black Panther somewhere down the line. I'm not 100% familiar with the comics, but I do know she becomes the new Black Panther in the comics. So it will make sense if she becomes the new Black Panther. So and then also on here, the release date is stated for July 8th, 2022. So that's next year. Yep. So, and then Black Panther 2 will be one of the 4 Marvel movies opening next year, along with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is March 25th, 2022, Thor, Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022, and Captain Marvel 2, which is slated for November the 11th of 2022. So yeah, that's that. Again, definitely gonna keep an eye out on details for that. But you know how Disney is, when it comes to their projects. Because if you don't know, Disney owns Marvel, but they're very, secretive about, their projects, which they should be. They don't want details getting leaked, plots getting leaked and all that stuff, especially the way that they do it, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, how everything just came together. So I understand the precautions they're taking, to make sure nothing gets leaked. Now, as usual, I always gotta have some Star Wars stuff somewhere. So in 2012, I believe, I'm gonna pull the article up in a second, but in 2012, Lucasfilm announced that they was working on another animated series, and of course that got shelved when Disney bought Lucasfilms. But now Lucasfilm has announced that they will be releasing the that animated series which is titled Star Wars Detours. And this article is by the Vulcan Reporter, and it was published on April the 11th. So let's go to it. So, Star Wars Detours, animated series finally set to release on Disney Plus after 9-year purgatory. The Vulcan Reporter has learned that Disney plans to finally release the Star Wars Detours animated series on its Disney Plus streaming service. The CGI animated comedy Star Wars series never saw the light of day since its initial announcement in 2012. While by default not part of the current Star Wars canon as it was before the Disney buyout, oh my gosh, I can't talk. It is also starkly different from the other animated shows in the universe. In fact, the series is a parody of the entire franchise, offering a comedic take on what happened between the prequel trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, and the original trilogy, A New Hope. And as you see, these are the pictures. If you're watching the video version, you can see these pictures. The show is set in the Star Wars universe and explores what daily life is like in a galaxy far, far away. There are no empires striking back or attacking clones here. Instead, Star Wars Detours focus on the universe's regular folks and their everyday problems, which, to be fair, do frequently involve famous bounty hunters, crazed Ewoks, and even a Dark Lord of the Sith. Welcome to Star Wars Detours, the other side of the stars, between the wars. The voice cast for Star Wars Detours is quite extensive, with some actors returning to reprise their roles from the films. Those stars include Ahmad Best as Jar Jar Binks, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, and Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. Some familiar characters have new actors in the roles though. Seth Green voices Obi-Wan Kenobi, with Catherine Tabor as Princess Leia, Andy Richter as Zuckuss, Weird Al Yankovic as 4-Loom LOM, Abraham Benrubi as Darth Vader, and Seth MacFarlane as Palpatine. Interesting. Okay. And other actors without known characters in the series consist of D. Bradley Baker, who also voices the clones as well on the Clone Wars series, Felicia Day, Gray D. Lisley, Donald Faison, Nat Faxon, Jennifer Hale, which I'm familiar with that name, Jennifer Hale. She voiced acted for many video games, and I know one of them is the female version of Shepard in Mass Effect. Zachary Levi, Joy McHale, Brecken Mayer, Dan Milano, and Cree Summer. Han Solo is also featured in the series, though it is still unknown who voices the character. And a whole bunch of stuff, blah blah, whoopty whoop. Here's some more pictures. It was reported that roughly 2 seasons of the show were produced, 39 episodes, with many more episodes being left unproduced with finished script. So, yeah, that's that. I definitely want to watch that, if they're taking a comedic take on it, and if it's not going to be part of canon, even though it's not going to be part of canon because it's a comedic take on it, like a parody, I'm all for it. Especially anything that George Lucas touched when it comes to Star Wars, I'm definitely interested in that. On May the 4th, again, by the time of this recording, it is the 18th of April, 2021. But on May the 4th, Star Wars The Bad Batch is supposed to be premiering. And I'm off that day. Again, I'm off that day. So yay, my rabbit gets neutered. I get to watch The Bad Batch. And I'm also probably gonna be streaming that day. I'll probably stream what is it? I'll probably do either Old Republic or I'll probably play Jedi Fallen Order. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely gonna be putting something together. So yeah, be prepared for that. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in watching this. I need something to laugh at. This last year and a half has been I need a laugh, y'all. I need a laugh, and I need something refreshing, something that's different. So I'm gonna take a drink of this energy drink real quick, which is not good for you, but I need the energy. Grinding, y'all. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a squirrel moment, but I honestly did not feel like recording. I almost didn't record today, but I was like, you know what? If I don't do it today, it's gonna be another week before it gets done. Because anyway, I'm not gonna get into all that, but anyway. So yeah, that's that. Now, in more Star Wars news, this is gaming related. So yeah, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga delayed again. And this article is by Kotaku.com, which I know I'm very late on this, but this was posted on the 2nd of April. Let me switch over. So, here we go. Well, this sucks. TT Games announced today that Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga will not be released in spring 2021 as planned. It has been delayed again. And this time, we don't have a new release date or window. All of us at TT Games are working hard to make Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga the biggest and best ever Lego game. But we're going to need more time to do it. TT Games wrote in a tweet today. We won't be able to make our intended spring release date, but we'll provide updated launch timing as soon as possible. First revealed back in June of 2019, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga will retell the complete Star Wars saga from Phantom Menace to the Rise of Skywalker in Lego form. So, yeah. So this is the second time. This is the second time that this game has been delayed, and it's mostly due to, from the looks of it, COVID. The pandemic and all that kind of stuff, and also the way that the production was handled on the Rise of Skywalker. Because let's be real, they rushed Rise of Skywalker, like, so, and they was developing this game during the production of that movie, and because things was done at the last second, it probably was constant updates back and forth, like, okay, what's going on? Where should we take this direction? We need a script, this, that, and the other. So that's that. And this brings up another topic. I know there's a pandemic going on, and all that kind of stuff. So delays due to the pandemic, it kind of gets a pass. But I'm tired of the days. I'm tired of games getting announced and then they say they're getting delayed, and then it's like 3, 4, 5 delays before we finally get the game. Like, Cyberpunk 2077, and actually that game was announced in 2012, I believe, and it was released last year, and it still came out a terrible game. But that's another story. That's another story. But I remember the times where games were not announced until they was either ready or nearly ready, to the point it was like they only had to patch a few things, polish a few things, and all that stuff. Now, of course, crunch still happened, and if you don't know what crunch is, it's like when the game release date is coming up and like everybody's working overtime. The developers, studio, they're working overtime, working more than what's needed, just to make sure they make that deadline. But for the most part, video games, they didn't really announce video games back in the day until it was either ready or it was nearly ready. And usually when they announce it, it was usually within a 6-month to a year window, because they was working on it for a while and then they announced it. Now I understand. Excuse me. I understand with like video games, or with any product, you gotta promote it, you gotta have a marketing campaign and all that kind of stuff. And I understand that you need time to market it, you need time to promote it. But at the same time, after a while, with certain video games, if you delay it for too long, people stop getting interested. There's a few special cases like Cyberpunk, and anyway, let's move on. But it gets annoying. Like, again, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so I understand you gotta keep your employees safe. You know, a lot of people working from home and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that. But at the same time, before the pandemic, there used to be a whole bunch of delays for a lot of games, and it's just, you know. And then, you know, I've been listening to a lot of the Gaming Illuminati podcast, which is by, again, I've probably said this before, but the Black Hokage and his people, JG, Ethos. I've been listening to a lot of them, and a lot of the news that they talk about in the podcast is games getting delayed, 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 games getting delayed. Like, come on. Again, I understand it's a pandemic, but before the pandemic, it's like, why announce it if it's nowhere near ready? And then you push your employees, and then you crunching and crunching and crunching and crunching, and it's just, again, my thing is this. Work on the game first. Make sure it's done or nearly done before you start announcing stuff. Because then once you start announcing and then put a date, say we're going to release it around this time, then it's like, okay, now you got those deadlines. Now you are crunching the employees and all this stuff. They're not spending as much time with their families and stuff. And y'all know how I feel about the workplace, you know, home workplace balance. You know how I feel about it. That's why I want to work for myself, because I want to have that balance. Because right now my work personal life right now is nowhere near balance, y'all. But I'm working hard now so that way I can have my own balance, run my own stuff. Anyway, that's another story. But I'm just tired of, oh, this game coming out, this game coming out. Oh, it's being delayed. Oh, it's being delayed. Oh, it's being delayed. Oh, it's being delayed. Just don't announce anything. Just don't announce anything till it's either done or nearly done. When I mean by nearly, it's to the point that it's to the point that only thing y'all doing now is polishing up, make sure ain't no bugs in there. You know, you're testing it out, this, that, and the other. That's where it should be at before, you know, we start announcing games. Cause again, there's games that have been announced decades ago, years ago, still haven't got it. Please don't. And it's not even really the developers; it's mostly the publishers, you know, that kind of push this stuff. Again, I understand you need marketing, you need to advertise the game, but the closer that the you know, if there's no delays, people are more likely to get it. You see what I'm saying? Because then it's like people don't forget about it. So anyway, that's that. I'm just tired of games being delayed. It's low key annoying, but then again, I will say this: I haven't bought games in a while because, first of all, I have the Game Pass. Second of all, shoot, I have said this many times. I'm broke, y'all. So, and I work a lot. So, one, I'm not gonna be spending a lot of money on games that I'm not even gonna play because I'm so busy working. And again, I just don't have a lot of time to be sitting back and playing video games. You know, I mean, that's what I love to do, and that's what I make content on. But you know, brand new video games for me to be dishing out $60, which is probably gonna go up to $70 soon. Now, granted, I am gonna get the Mass Effect remastered trilogy. I am gonna get that. But I mean, I'm looking at some games right now I have bought and have yet either to beat or have even yet to play. Like right now, hold on. Let me get this real quick. If you're looking at the video version, you're about to see it right now. So, Red Dead Redemption 2. I got it when it first came out, around the time it first came out. I'm still at the beginning. And I've uninstalled this because I know I wasn't playing it and it was taking up a lot of room. God of War for the up-to-date one for the PlayStation 4. It's still in the wrapper. But in my defense, though, I have started playing the original trilogy. I'm still playing the first one because I haven't beat the first 3. You know, so, and clown me all you want. I just never had the opportunity to play and beat it. So I'm on the first one. I think I'm in the middle of the first one. So in my defense, I am trying to beat the original 3. And once I beat the original 3, a Let's Play is coming out on this. So that's that. And then, well, I just recently got this one, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I waited till the price went down. I bought this for like 30. Actually, I really didn't have to pay for this because I traded in a lot of stuff at my local video game store, which is called the Tech Exchange, which is down in Carytown. Y'all should go ahead and check them out. So yeah, that's that. But I've yet to play it. My next one is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. When I first got this, I was playing it a lot, then I just stopped. Like, I even started streaming it, and I just stopped. And then, of course, Resident Evil 2. What's funny, I beat the 3rd one. I've yet to touch the 2nd one. So, I don't have time nor money to be buying new games anyway. So, at this point, when it comes to, like, brand new games and all that stuff, I'm not even pressed no more because I'm still playing a whole bunch of games. I'm still playing Andromeda. Again, I'm playing the original God of War. Yeah, playing the original God of Wars. I started on The Witcher, but still at the beginning. What other games I'm playing? I don't even know no more. I don't even know no more. Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm still playing that. And y'all know I'm doing the Let's Play for that. But anyway, I've gone all over the place. I think this podcast might be short because I'm at 30-something minutes and I'm almost done with my notes. So anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So for all my people that has played Halo before, you know when you get certain kills and this, that, and other, you hear that announcer with the deep voice like, Killjoy, Killtacular, Headshot. Guess what? 343 Industries just announced that the Halo multiplayer announcer returns. So let's pull up this article. And this article is by ScreenRant.com. And it was published 1 day ago. So that means it was published on the 17th. So, yes. 343 Industries confirmed that Jeff Stizer, I think that's how you announce his name, Jeff Stizer, the iconic multiplayer announcer for the mainline Halo games, will reprise his role in Halo Infinite. What else? Stizer has been the multiplayer announcer for every mainline Halo game since Halo Combat Evolved, as well as the Firefight announcer in Halo 3 ODST. I actually like Firefight mode. That mode was actually kind of lit. Halo Infinite was set to launch in November last year alongside the Xbox Series X/S, but pandemic-related development challenges and mixed reception to the campaign demo in July caused blah, 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 blah. So, to keep anxious fans up to date on development, 343 has committed to posting monthly Inside Infinite updates on Halo Wavepoint from a number of teams who discuss their work on the game. So, which is okay, none of this stuff. Okay, you won't have to worry about reading this other stuff. But you know what? When I was first reading this article, I'm like, wait, y'all just announced that he's coming back, but yet y'all was ready to release the game last year. I'm like, so what if y'all would have released the game last year? Would he not been on it? But then I realized, they were just talking about this on the update. So that means he was probably already in it, but somebody just asked the question because again, they do like live updates and stuff like that. They chat with the audience and all that stuff. And somebody asks, well, actually, let me go back to it. Yeah, let's go back to it. In an X343 YouTube video from April 15, wherein developers answer questions about Halo Infinite sound design, One fan asked the audio team if Jeff Stizer will return as the multiplayer announcer. Lead audio technical designer of Halo, Chase Thompson, responds, I can confirm that yes, Jeff Stizer will be back, and we are super excited to see how many fans enjoy the new voiceover for the multiplayer experience. So yeah, I'm glad that he's going to be in there, because I don't think anybody else could pull that off except him. Well, I'm not going to say that, because eventually you do have to move on to new talents, especially if the older talent, is no longer available, I should say. So, but yeah, I thought at first, I'm like, why y'all announcing this now? If the game was supposed to be released last year, did that mean that he was not going to be in? But I understand that, somebody just asked a question and, they answer yes. So it wasn't like an outright announcement. They didn't just come out of left field and say, oh, Jeff Stizer is going to be in there. Somebody asked a question and then they confirmed that. But that's definitely interesting, and I'm glad that voice is still going to be in there. So, and it's probably going to be his last appearance, because again, they say that this is the last Halo game they're going to work on. They're going to release for at least a decade, for about at least a good 10 years. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna take a sip. Actually, I need to stop drinking this energy drink, because again, 9 times out of 10 my first job is probably at 7 in the morning tomorrow, so that's enough energy drink for me. Anyway, moving on. Oh wait, hold on, my job's actually just dropped. Hold on, let me take a look at this real quick. Yep, 7 in the morning. Anyway, so we're about to wrap up this podcast anyway. Again, I got one more thing that that I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to wrap this up. So the next thing, so everybody that's in Virginia should already know about this, but in the last few podcasts, I've been talking about how they've been talking about marijuana being legalized in Virginia. There was a bill that was passed that would have made it legal in 2024. And then the podcast before this one, I think, yeah, it was episode 5, I believe. I was talking about how Norham proposed pushing it towards July the 1st, of this year. Well, he passed an amendment that will make marijuana legal in Virginia by July the 1st on this year. So, hand clap. And again, this is not me saying that I partake in marijuana, I partake in weed. I'm not saying that, but this is definitely a step forward. And I'm gonna read this article by NPR.org, and let's go ahead and switch this over. So, Virginia is the 16th state to legalize recreational pot, latest to emphasize social equality. No, they don't say equality. Equity? I don't know. EQUITY. There's no L in it, so it's not equality. Anyway, y'all know I'm bad with words. Anyway, Virginia's Democratic-controlled legislator passed a bill legalizing the possession of small amounts of marijuana on Wednesday, making it the 16th state to take the step. And this article is real old. It was posted on April 7th. Under Virginia's new law, adults aged 21 and over can possess an ounce or less of marijuana beginning on July the 1st, rather than January the 1st, 2024. Governor Ralph Northam, Democrat, proposed moving up the date, arguing that it would be a mistake to continue to penalize people for possession of drug that will soon be legal. And I agree with that. Why, if it's going to be legal, why keep locking up people for the possession? So that makes a lot of sense. Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, also a Democrat, broke a 2020 vote tie in Virginia Senate to pass the bill. No Republicans supported the measure. Anyway, no talks about politics. I have my feelings, but I'm gonna keep moving. Democratic House of Delegates Speaker Eileen Fillicorn held the plan. Today, with the governor's amendments, we will have made tremendous progress and ending the targeting of Black and brown Virginians through selective enforcement of marijuana prohibition by this summer, she said in a statement. Blah, blah, blah. Also, the accelerated timeline sets Virginia cannabis consumers in an unusual predicament. While it will be legal to grow up to 4 marijuana plants beginning July the 1st, it could be several years before the state begins licensing recreational marijuana retailers. And unlike other states, the law won't allow the Commonwealth's existing medical dispensaries to begin selling to all adults immediately. That is fine. My biggest thing is people getting locked up for having marijuana. But yeah, that's, I don't need to read the rest of the article. The point has been made. This is a good step for Virginia again, because it has been proven through many years, many decades, that marijuana is good. It has so many good health. Oh gosh, it's time for me to go to sleep, y'all. It has so many good qualities to it. You know, it helps people, you know, with pain, with sleep, with appetite, with mental health issues. It helps with all of that. And the fact that people are mainly Black and brown, like it said, getting locked up. Like, marijuana is so much better than these prescription drugs they have out here. These Percocets, I can't think of them right now. And I feel bad because I used to work in the field of, I used to be a pharmacy technician, which I just actually dropped a video about, you know, being a pharmacy technician. But I'm just glad because it has so many good qualities to it. And just, first of all, again, tired of people getting locked up over some weed. Second, people can use it without being afraid. Like, there's a lot of people that use it for medicinal purposes. I mean, again, medical marijuana is legal in Virginia. I'm not sure of the whole, I'm not sure of the laws, but I know it's legal in Virginia. But you have to go through a whole process just to get that medical card. So it's like, I'm just glad because, again, now people can, you know, use it not only for medicinal purposes, but for recreational purposes. I mean, like, as long as you're in the privacy of your own home or you're somewhere safe, it should not matter. It shouldn't matter as long as you're not smoking and drinking. No, well, hold on. Well, smoking and drinking, yeah, that too. But as long as you're not smoking and driving and doing something reckless, what somebody does in the privacy of their own home is in the privacy of their own home. As long as they ain't killing people, punching babies and stuff like that, it's all good. But the only thing now is, of course, it's still federally illegal. So there's still gonna be jobs that's gonna be doing drug testing and all that kind of stuff, which that's the next battle. That's the next battle. Having these jobs stop drug testing. It's especially for marijuana, at the very least marijuana, because it's like, again, there's a lot of people that use it for medicinal purposes, like, and also has a medical card, but yet if they get tested at work, they lose their job regardless. But yet, when it comes to, again, like pain medications and all this stuff that the pharmaceutical companies push out, it's all fine. Take this pain pill, take some codeine, this and that, and people dying off this stuff, getting addicted to this stuff, and that's okay for that to be in their system as long as they, you know, provide documentation. But yet, if it's marijuana, nope, we don't care. We don't care if you use it and it helps you out with your quality of life. You're fired or you're not getting this job. So that's the next step. You know, having these jobs, you know, as far as marijuana goes, I can understand if it was a federal job, but come on now, a private job. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But, you know, this is a step in the right direction and I'm glad for it. You know, now of course, like, if your car smells like weed, why they can't I'm still trying to figure out how exactly excuse me, y'all. Still trying to figure out how this stuff is supposed to work. But I think now they just can't search your car. They can't use that for probable cause to search your car. The car smell like weed. That being said, they probably can still get you a DUI, do a sobriety check and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, if the car, if you're sober, but the car just smell like weed, you got nothing to worry about. I mean, I still don't recommend it. I still don't recommend it because that would just give our police the reason to pull you out the car. Because once they smell it and they think you're intoxicated, quote unquote, they could pull you out the car, do the test and all that kind of stuff, and just because, you know, again, it's been more police killing black folks, and I know about it, and I know the trial's going on for that officer that killed George Floyd, and I honestly, cause you know, last year when all that stuff was going on, I was very vocal about it. But to protect my mental health, I'm not really paying too much attention. I know I should be, but as a black man, it just gets. I'm about to go on a rant, but it's just getting tiring. Like, another black man been shot by the police. Another black man. I don't even want to talk about it, y'all. Like that. I just honestly just got upset just now. Like, this is supposed to be fun, you know, this podcast, but again, this is my outlet, my platform, and I just want to inform people. I want to educate people. As a black man, I really, as far as I can remember, I never had faced prejudice by the police or been mistreated by the police as far as I can remember. But that's scary, especially for somebody that legally carries a gun. I legally carry a gun. And I don't know if y'all remember, what was his name? Philando Castile? I think that was his name. I feel bad if I'm butchering his name. But he was legally carrying and everything. He was in the car. He told the police officer that, hey, you know, I legally carry. My registration's in the glove compartment. He did everything he was supposed to and still got shot. So I don't like talking about it, and again, I've been kind of avoiding the news about it because, again, to protect my mental health, I kind of been avoiding it. I still like to know the verdict of that trial once everything's been said and done. But as far as keeping updates go, it's gonna raise my blood pressure up. And then I've been seeing, I don't want to say memes, but about the police officer that mistaken the gun for the taser. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done. Anyway, let's move on. That was my last thing that I want to talk about. And this podcast is short. Again, I'm tired, and this was kind of you know, I had a lot more notes, but because it took me so long to finally record this podcast, a lot of them I had to delete a lot of stuff because a lot of that stuff was outdated. But usually at the end I have something to say that, you know, that can help people and all this stuff. This time I don't really have much. No. I do have something. It's not gonna be long, but I do have something. Again, in the beginning, I mentioned before that I had to take a week break, a week-long break of content creation because I was just the best word for it is burnt out. You know, I've been burnt out because, again, I'm a one-man team. Other than the grass cutting business, I'm a one-man team. Like, seriously, I'm a one-man team. Again, I got the chicken business, Nerdy Wings. I got that going now. I'm doing that by myself. Of course, my job, which now instead of 4 days a week, I'm working 5 days a week, 10 to 12 hours. So that's that. Of course, the grass cutting business, again, that's me and my dad, but still, this is in the content creation. I'm doing this podcast. I'm recording it myself. My camera is on a podcast. On a tripod. I'm editing this. I'm putting it out on the platforms. I'm uploading it on YouTube, uploading it on Anchor.fm and all that stuff. And I was burnt out. So I said, you know what? And I don't want to stop, you know, I don't want to stop doing content creation, stop doing what I'm doing. I don't want to stop. You know, it's been times when I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I gotta at least take a break. And it hurts when, like, that week that I didn't drop anything, I was hurting inside. I was hurting. I was like, I want to stream. I want to drop I want to do something. But I was like, no, I need to take a break. And this is what I love to do. But at the same time, if I don't gather myself, because first of all, yes, you're supposed to push through. Yes, you're supposed to work hard to get to your goals and all this stuff. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Again, I want to work for myself. I want to be a full-time content creator. I want to be an entrepreneur. You know, I don't want to work for nobody else. And that takes hard work. That takes dedication. Days of staying up late. I mean, again, I'm drinking an energy drink. I hate energy drinks. And I got to be to work. I gotta wake up 4 in the morning so I can make it to my first appointment around 7 o'clock in the morning and go driving all day. So with that being said, the reason why I took that break, because if I'm not right up here, if I'm not well rested, I make mistakes. I start making a lot of mistakes. Again, you hear, I already can't talk already. But when I'm tired, it definitely shows. I mix up stuff, you know. So I have to rest. Again, I'm human. I'm a human being, and I talked about, you know, like my mental health, being overworked, being burnt out, and to protect my mental health, I have to take those breaks. Again, instead of working 4 days a week, now I'm working 5 days a week, working 10 to 12 hours. So yeah, I was burnt out, and that week I was like, I was struggling to get out of bed and all this kind of stuff, struggling to get up to go to work. Like, I wasn't even talking, like I was barely talking to people. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I got home from work, and I went straight to the bed. Well, other than taking care of my rabbit and all that kind of stuff, I went to bed. I went straight to bed. And I've been eating out a lot because, and I hate eating out because that's a lot of, you know, that's a lot of money being spent. But when you get home and you're super tired, you don't feel like cooking. Not because you're just too tired from cooking, but because you have to wash dishes, clean up behind yourself and all this stuff. And again, I live with my dad, so I have to respect his house. So instead of cooking, what do? I go out and get something to eat. And I don't like doing that because, again, I'm already tight on money. I don't need to spend money. But I mean, it is what it is. So, but that being said, I always, you know, there's this, if you're really trying to achieve your dreams, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep grinding, you gotta keep grinding, you gotta keep grinding, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And you do have to do that. You gotta work hard, you gotta keep pushing. But at the same time, if your mind's not right, if not well rested, you make mistakes and then you agitate, you ready to pop off on somebody. You know, when I'm not well rested, I get agitated really, really, really bad. I get agitated. And that's why when I'm having these moments of being burnt out, I don't talk to nobody because I don't want to pop off on nobody. But you need to be well rested. If you really have a dream, keep pressing on, keep working towards that goal, keep working towards that dream, but also be well rested as well. There's nothing wrong with resting for a bit. As long as you get back up and get back on it, there's nothing wrong with resting. Couple of days, a week, whatever you have to do. Cause last week I dropped some stuff. I finally got back in the lab and edited and dropped 2 videos. I didn't stream last week, but I did drop some content and I dropped some stuff on TikTok, you know, my little short videos and all that kind of stuff. I'm ready to get back to it. So that's that. So again, for anybody that's becoming a content creator, entrepreneur, or whatever goals you have, you going to school, you know, you working multiple jobs and all this kind of stuff. It is tough. I'm not gonna lie, it is tough, and it's gonna be a tough road. And the road is only gonna get tougher from here, but it gets worse before it gets better. So for anybody that's on a similar route or similar road that I'm going down, or even just normal life stuff, take a break. Take a break. Take a break. Take a break. It's gonna be right there when you're ready, refreshed, and you're back recharged 100%. So there's nothing wrong with taking a break. And I felt bad at first. And it was eating me. It was eating me from the inside out. It was eating me. Cause I'm like, I've been so consistent. It's been a while since I not dropped any videos. Cause I do videos on a weekly basis. I do usually 2 to 3 videos on a weekly basis. And I felt, again, it was eating me up from the inside out. And I felt bad. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, am I really up for this? Like, I was really doubting myself. I'm not gonna lie, I was doubting myself, but I was like, nah, I just need rest, and I'll get back to it. So, need to take drink that water real quick. That's all I'm saying. Just if you feel yourself being burnt out, don't push yourself too much. Like, even like today, like as I'm recording this podcast, it's like, technically, I need to be ready to go to bed because, again, I got to be up 4 in the morning so I can go to work. But I was like, no, I want to do this podcast because if I don't record it today, it's not going to get done. This is probably the shortest episode that I've ever recorded because we're at 50-something minutes. But, hey, it is what it is. And as time go by, we're going to do... It's gonna get better. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna get better. It's gonna be top tier and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So that's all I gotta say That's gonna be the end of this podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. I know this episode was a little scrambled. I know it felt like I kind of rushed through it because I kind of did a little, but I still have fun. Nevertheless, I always have fun doing the podcast. And I don't know if I'm still going to do the podcast every 2 weeks. I might now do it every 3 weeks. So that way I can have that balance, that work-life balance. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed itself. Hope everybody enjoyed the podcast again. Again, if you want to support me, again, share if you watching the video version. Go ahead and share this video. If you're listening to the audio version on whatever platform you're listening to this on, give it a good rating, an honest rating, but a good rating, because when you rate it, it goes up in the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. Also, if you're watching the video version, also press the like button, drop a comment. What else? Follow me on all my social medias. Again, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of it, iIrvingTV. And also, if you want to support the channel, again, you're not obligated to, but if you want to financially support the channel, my Cash App is $ iIrvingTV, whether it's $1, $5, $2, $3, whatever. There's no donation that's too big or too small. I appreciate all of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this podcast, and I usually end everything with this: promoting peace, gaming, and wings.